Hey everyone, Mr. H again. Sorry, I meant to complete these two in the last video, but my son needed some urgent attention. But I'm back. We're gonna finish these last two in this video. This is the end of page 6 for 7.4. And we've got one where we need to find the exact value of tangent of alpha divided by 2. If I think about that identity, I got, again, 3 versions. I'm gonna stick to my favorite one, that last one, try that again, see if that works for me. 1 minus cosine over sine. Okay, so let's write it down. 1 minus cosine of alpha divided by sine alpha. And we don't have cosine or sine, all we have is tangent. But I can get those if I draw it out. Right, quadrant 4, let's go over here to the side. Tangent is opposite, or y, over x, right? And then Pythagorean theorem would get me the r. So r squared is 3 squared plus negative root 7 squared. So that's 9 plus 7. So r is the square root of 16, which is 4. Yeah, that works out pretty nice, right? So r is equal to 4. Okay. Therefore, if I think about cosine theta, let's plug them in right here. What would cosine theta equal in this picture? Cosine theta is x over r. That's 3 over 4. Sine theta is y over r, negative root 7 over 4. Okay, complex fraction, we know how to eliminate those. Multiply everything by that denominator of 4. And if I distribute them, and on the top I have 4 minus 3. And then the denominator is just negative root 7. Okay, so that cleaned up pretty nicely. So now we've got just 1 over root 7. Let's just pop that negative out front and then rationalize. That's negative root 7 over 7. Final answer. Okay, let's do this last one. This one, we've got our angles 2x here and x here. Right, we're given the cosine 2x, find the cosine x. Notice that x is half of 2x. So I can use a half angle identity. If it helps, let's do a little substitution, right? What if we just let x equal theta over 2, right? Then notice if you manipulate this, multiply both sides by 2, 2x is equal to theta. Right? So in terms of theta, this is cosine theta is 3/5. And then we're trying to find cosine of x, we replace with theta over 2. Right? So you see how that's a half angle expression. All right, so let's just do this all in terms now of theta. And then we can do this back substitution at the end. So, okay, so what's my identity for cosine theta over 2? Cosine theta over 2 is this plus or minus square root 1 plus cosine theta over 2. And I'm just going to continue with this new color. I like it. Okay, so 1 plus 3/5. Cosine theta is 3/5 over 2. And then we've got to get rid of that 5. So very earthy colors are going here. All right, and I'm going to distribute the 5. So plus or minus 5 times 1 is 5. The 5's cancel, that's 3 over 10. Right. And then this is plus or minus the square root of 8/10, which reduces the fraction 8/10 is 4/5. And then square root of 4 is 2. 2 over square root of 5. Rationalize 2 root 5 over 5. Okay, now we have to decide where plus or minus, and there's an error here. This should not be a t, that should be x. Okay, so we know x is in quadrant 2. And don't forget this, we use theta over 2, which is equal to x. So this is this, I mean, this is the same as cosine of x here. So cosine x, x is in quadrant 2. What's cosine in quadrant 2? Quadrant 2, you're on the left-hand side of the horizontal axis where everything for cosine is negative, right? Cosine is always negative in quadrant 2. So final answer has got to be negative. Feel good about that, and I'm done. Okay. Check out my completed notes if you want to look at it again, maybe written a little nicer. Man, that might help. Okay, I'll stop talking. Hope all is well, and I'll talk to you later.